Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I am David Allen. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. We are talking about the Crimson Guard, my favorite troop builder and my favorite faction, the Crimson Guard. We have some folks in the chat already. Lenny Honda. Hello, Yo Joe. Thanks for joining us. So as I was saying, the Crimson Guard are my favorite faction. Obviously, we talked a little bit about this with the Crimson Guard twins, Tomax and Samont. I just think the whole idea of the Crimson Guard are brilliant, that they are tax attorneys that kill you with a million paper cuts. I find that really amazing. And then Larry Hama introduced some really unique elements to the Crimson Guard in the comics, where he made every single one of them get a plastic surgery so they looked identical to one another. So the only way to designate a Crimson Guard is by its number. So there was a whole bunch of different versions of the Crimson Guard through the comics. I'm not sure if they've ever played on that particular element of the Crimson Guard in any other media. I don't think it was in the Sunbow cartoon. I don't recall it being in any other cartoons or movies or anything like that, because I don't think the Crimson Guard have appeared in any other movies. They were in Sigma 6. They were in Renegades. But I'm not sure exactly how they portrayed the Crimson Guard troop builder Crimson Guards. So let's get a little history behind the Crimson Guard. And we're going to go to the Crimson Edition again, my favorite edition. Dan named this because I love the Crimson Guard, and he put all the Crimson stuff inside this one. And this is volume 8, the Crimson Edition. And on the back is my favorite Crimson Guard. Yay! Thank you, Dan. Creating G.I. Joe, the history of G.I. Joe. By Dan Klingensmith Jr. All right, so right off the bat, we have the Crimson Guard. Look at that. Man, he looks awesome. Let's see. Bobby World, thanks for joining me today in the chat. Let's see. Remember the episode Primordial Plot where the Crimson Guard was bragging about being Union? I don't recall. I recall it was the episode with the big amoeba. It was some sort of amoeba, and it was like getting larger and larger, and it was going to take over the whole city where it was, and it was moving across the countryside. That's as much as I remember, and I know the Crimson Guard were in that, but that's as much as I recall about that episode. My memory on some of the cartoons is not as good as the comics. My main thing was the comics, Larry Hama's comics, Bobby Ward. Thank you for suggesting that and letting us know about that. I appreciate it. So there are different variations of the Crimson Guard here. There's a couple of color studies up there. And then there's some molds of green legs right there. And then on this side, there's some turnarounds. And originally they were going to have the Crimson Guard with capes and all kinds of interesting things. And that kind of lends itself to something that's going to be coming out quite a ways down the line with the Crimson Guard. I'm not going to spoil it, but the fact that he comes with that cape and stuff like that, it's interesting. And then there's another turnaround down there. I don't know if you guys see those turnarounds or not there. Let's see. Bobby World. You've You're thinking of the episode The Germ. Oh, okay. Sorry. Lenny Honda, my son got my first vintage cross uh, um, Crimson Guard uh, since childhood for my birthday last year. Oh, well, congratulations. I'm glad you were able to add that to your collection. Uh, I hope it was a mint complete Crimson Guard and the tampos and stuff were nice and clean and bright on those. Um, Congratulations on getting a Crimson Guard. It's my favorite faction. Couldn't be a better figure. It's a very cool design, a very cool figure. Has a backpack. Here's this. It's got a weird version of the backpack down there. Um, let's see what Dan had to say about it. So good. I'm glad for you, Lenny Honda. Let's see. What do we have next? It is perfect. Awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Because sometimes in vintage, you got to take what you can get. Unlike that with vintage, but certain things I want good. And my Crimson Guard, when I show you my Crimson Guard, it's like pristine, really tight and everything. But let's get into what Dan had to say first. The alternate names, NA, year release 1985, right in that sweet spot of my collecting years in my childhood. Designed by Ron Rudat. Again, he did the first 7 years or so of almost every figure, designed vehicle drivers and figures from 82 to 87, most of them. Let's see, the Crimson Guard. To help protect Cobra Commander, Ron created an elite army of soldiers known as Crimson Guards. Ron incorporated different elements such as epaulets, aiguillettes, ribbons, and a medal into the dress uniform of the Crimson Guard. Ron was also responsible for creating the Legion's logo. So we'll get into all that when we show off all those different tampos and stuff like that. But you can get a little bit of a glimpse on some of that right there on the art. So we're going to put that aside. We're going to go on to the vintage package. Vintage Crimson Guard package. See. There he is. He was right next to Dusty, who I did yesterday, which is funny that I did Dusty yesterday, and the Crimson Guard is right next to him. So there you go. Looks really action packed, ready to go with his gun and stuff like that, and he has a few accessories in the package there. But I love the color scheme of this. And there's a lot of lore behind the Crimson Guard. And this was also Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe Volume 2 by Carson Metaxas and 3D Joes again. And obviously, if we're going to get the Crimson Guard in Twins, Tomax and Sabon in issue 37, we're probably going to get the Crimson Guard as their first appearance. And it is their first appearance. So this is where they establish that there's many different Freds. So one of the most prominent Freds is Fred 7, but there was Fred 16 and 3 and a whole bunch of different ones over the years that were incorporated into Larry Hama's series. Cobra Commander, a bunch of them helped Cobra Commander. Well, I don't want to spoil that, but they helped Cobra Commander in some capacity down the line, a whole bunch of Crimson Guards. But Fred 7 is the most prominent one, in my opinion, in the Larry Hama run. And we're going to get into this a little bit with the figures. And I guess the Hasbro team wasn't able to incorporate that element into the vintage figure because the vintage figure did not come with a Fred head. And so I do not have a mint complete Crimson Guard, which is a shame on me because this guy is a really beautiful, but I don't have his accessories. So I'll have to get those. You would think someone that loves these guys so much, I would have all the accessories. He has a gun and a backpack. That's about all. But look how bright that is. And look at that emblem on there. It's clean, silver. You can see it. And that little chain there, all the black on him is all solid. His helmet is solid black there. Now, there was a really nice Super 7. If I thought about it before this video, I would have gotten it out. There was a really nice Sunbow Crimson Guard that Super 7 did as an ultimate. It is beautiful. Has these blue highlights and stuff like that. It is a beautiful, beautiful Crimson Guard, I must say. Let's see. Lenny Honda. Nice fig. Thank you. I would have got that Crimson Guard out to show you guys, but it's kind of buried down here. I should have to show you how beautiful that animated version was. It's probably one of the nicest Crimson Guard figures that I think I've ever seen released. In my opinion, it's probably going to be better than the Classified. We'll get to that in just a minute, the Classified. So hold on. I also have the Crimson Guard, I think, with the removable helmet. So that's got to be a 4-inch version, modern era, 2000 era figure, because the vintage one did not come with that. I think that was a modern addition to the Crimson Guard, the 4-inch line. I can't recall 100%. I would have to go pull my Crimson Guard out and see if I could get that. But I have that figure, so it's just a matter of checking it out. I did not think about that. Boy, I wasn't thinking about clearly on getting all these different variations on Crimson Guards. But maybe I'll get it for the next video after this, because the next video is going to be a shorter video. So maybe I'll show those off in the next video. Let's see. Bobby World. I'm using the head from the Agent Venom. Fresh Flash Thompson on my Crimson Guard for a Fred. Yeah, a lot of people doing that. Customizers and stuff like that. I have that figure. I could do it if I wanted to. I just haven't gotten around. Obviously, I've never opened these figures. This is going to be the first time this figure is getting open. So I didn't even have that on my radar that, oh, I could open up a Flash Thompson and put the head with it. Because I open all my Marvel Legends, most of them anyways, only a handful that I've kept in their packages. And I get a lot of Marvel Legends. So I probably do have that Flash Thompson head in my accessories and extra parts. So that's a good idea, Bobby World. I may do that. I may put that with my Crimson Guard. Or down the road, there's another Crimson Guard that's going to get released. Maybe I'll use that one. And then I'll have a Crimson Guard and a Fred. And I'll have both. Because there's another Crimson Guard coming fairly shortly after this one, which is a little bit of another controversial thing in the community, that they released two very similar figures almost within months of each other. But we will get to that, and we will go over that when we get to that. But I just thought I'd throw that in here just for a minute. Oh, boy. Excuse me. Oh. You already said that. Oops, sorry. Where was I? Oh, so there's a couple of things I could pull out to show you guys in the next video, because the next video is probably going to be a fairly short video, unless you guys ask me questions and stuff like that, and the chat goes long. But I'll pull out that other Crimson Guard stuff and show it off then, because they're beautiful. Both that Ultimate one and the Super 7 one, they're really good. And I try to get every Crimson Guard thing I could possibly find, whether it be the twins or the Crimson Guard themselves. So I have multi-packs of troop builders. I have almost every single Crimson Guard. I need a vintage package, Tomax and Xamot. That's the one thing that's eluded me, really. But it goes for like $1,000. came across one not too long ago from a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and he had 4 or 6 of those sets, and he was asking $1,000. So yeah, that's not going to happen unless I hit the lotto. It's like up to like $1.4 billion, something like that. So yeah, a lot of things could happen if I hit the lotto. In fact, I played the lotto the other day and I got I got a Powerball, but I didn't get any other numbers to go with the Powerball. So I was able to get 2 more tickets. So that at least was able to I was able to do. So maybe I'll win on those 2 tickets. It'll be a nice day when if that ever happens, don't you think, guys? Powerball. All right, so that's our vintage version. We did the Crimson Guard also appeared in Sunbow's the Pyramids of Darkness. That was their first episode, along with the Crimson Twins. Let's see what else. I think that covers all the pertinent information for the time being. A lot of Crimson Guards in the comics had families, wives and children and things like that, which I find interesting, because when they weren't wearing their Crimson Guard costumes, they were tax adjusters and lawyers, and they wore suits and they went to the work and things like that, and they had different Cobra facilities across the world, and they just went to their jobs, and so they looked like Freds. All of them looked like Freds. And they had to like kind of look like they had a family, and they fit in with the neighborhood or fit in with what was happening in that area of wherever they were living. So that's interesting, I think. Sleeper agents. Yeah, they were all sleeper agents. You're right, Lenny Honda. Definitely sleeper agents. All right, let's get into this guy. Here's the classified Crimson Guard, and he's absolutely beautiful in that package. He is number 50. We are up to 50, plus we've done a couple of vintage package figures. We've done Fortnite, and we've done some running variants in the 00. So I would say we're about 60 figures in or so, close to 60 figures in. What do you guys think? And then we have the designations. Let's see what the designations are. I'm pretty sure I can almost guess what these are. So he's got the skull covert ops because his sleeper cell. We have a canister that says explosives. We have the little net looking thing, infiltration. And then we have the 2 gears, which I think Lone Dragon said a while back that the 2 gears was like some sort of mechanism or something like that. So that one down there, the mechanism or mechanized utility or something like that. So that's all of the Crimson Guards designations. There. And so he's got that same art that's on the last recent batch of figures. Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes fighting, and then Snake Eyes down here in the Arashikage temple, and then all the figures and stuff like that. And then there's a absolutely beautiful piece of artwork that you scroll around there. Look at how nice that is. Oh man, that's one of the nicest ones that they've done in these art styles from the different artists. I really, really like this art style. And when he gets a Python version, they even step it up even more. This looks so much like Sienkiewicz, Bill Sienkiewicz's art. If you guys are comic book fans, you know who Bill Sienkiewicz is. That's very similar to his artwork. Some people call him Bill Sienkiewicz. Some people call him Bill Sienkiewicz, whichever. But it's very, very similar to that art style. I don't know if that's him that did that. You can find the artists online if you do searches for them, and that's disappointing. I think they should have used the Crimson Guard symbol in there instead. They used the red Cobra sigil instead. I'm disappointed about that. I would have rather of them use the Crimson Guard sigil that Ron Rudat designed for the vintage figure. All right, so we're going to get into some of that. I'm going to put this away. Oh, just put it over there. So he comes with loads and loads of stuff. Look at all this stuff. Did I read this comment already? Oh, no, I didn't read this. All right. That one art with him and his sword makes me think it should have a logo. The few, the proud, the crimson. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with that, Bobby World. So look at all the stuff that he comes with. They loaded him up, and he's a fairly new mold. So we're going to get into this. I don't think there's any reuse on this. I think this is a complete new mold for this, because this is the beginning of the reuse for this figure, because this figure is going to get reused. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 more times that I'm aware of. If I'm miscalculating, you guys let me know in the chat. But there may be other ones down the road. You never know. There was a really cool one in the 4-inch line. I don't think it was an exclusive. It was just a regular figure. It was called the Shadow Guard, and I loved it. I thought it looked really cool. Look at how bright that is. Look at how shiny that is. He's got that sigil on the front. He's got his emblem there of his guard, the Crimson Guard, and then he's got this tampo that Ron Rudat, Dan was talking about on the in his book, Creating G.I. Joe. That tampo there that a lot of people use when they do Crimson Guard cosplays. So there's a lot of deco on this as well. There's tons of silver, tons of gray, blacks, all over him. He's got a secondary holster on his waist. He's got a secondary holster on his left leg. He's got, I think that's kind of, he's got this glued on chain that's over here. It's kind of glued on. It's like a secondary as well. Let's look at his eyes. He's got the silver visor. He's got tons of stuff on this. All the articulation points that he's supposed to have. The butterflied shoulders, the calf, calf muscle. He's got the double hinged elbows. He's got the wrist. Let's see if he has the secondary. No, he does not have the secondary wrist. He's got the ab crunch there, ab crunch, waist articulation, the leg and crotch articulation. He's got the thigh articulation. He's got the double pinned knees. Let's see if he has the other leg. He does have it. And there's little things on the side of the leg that round out when you move that. So he does have this, the ankle articulation along with the foot rockers. But he looks really nice. This is a nice figure. It's a little bit duller than the vintage. The vintage package version has a more, I would say, raspberry type color, and the Crimson Guard itself, I saw in one of the chats, Lenny and them, they said it's crimson red. So they actually used the color crimson. So that's what that is, crimson. Whereas the other one looks a little bit more raspberry-ish, a little bit a different shade of red. But we may be seeing that shortly, trust me. All right, let's get into some of these accessories for him. Let's open this backpack. This thing is huge. This is a big backpack. I'm wondering if this backpack opens up. No. Nope, the backpack doesn't open up, but it does have a little doodad on the side there. So something's going to go on that. And then there's a little hole on that side. And that's it. But it does not open up. Nothing goes inside of it. So, and it has a Cobra, silver Cobra sigil there. Let's put that on him. I hope this stays on him because I haven't had very good luck with these backpacks. Oh yeah, that's really a nice tight fit on that. Yeah, I like it. Looks really good. Oh, makes me wish I had my vintage backpack. There's a little couple of gaps in this calf muscle here. It's a little bit of gapping in there, so it wasn't 100% sealed up properly. All right, I'm gonna put him down. We're gonna get into some of these other accessories. He has a sheath for a sword. Excuse all that noise. Get this out of here. Obviously, these are not victims of that wibbly stuff accessories because these are pretty sturdy. So he has this sheath, and it doesn't have that much in it. It has a little bit of style in the hilt here, and let's see where that goes. Like I said, the sword, the backpack has a little doodad on the side of it. So I think that's where that goes. It has a little doodad on the side of that, and it goes into, or maybe it goes into the side of him. There's a bunch of different things here. Let's see. Maybe it's supposed to go, because it's a Crimson Guard, maybe it should be there. He's got another one on the side of his belt, his secondary belt, a hole for that. So I'm going to put it there. What do you guys think? Do you think I should put it on the backpack or put it there? I'll let you guys choose where I put it. All right, let's put him back down. So we got the sheath. Let's get his sword out. It's like a saber. It's a really, really nice looking sword. Look how cool that is. There's a little deco on that. Silver. The hilt has a little bit of greeble in there, and it has a little bitty hook on it. So I'm going to put that sword in the sheath there. There. So there you go. You have his sword, and I have it kind of sticking out of his side there so he can grab it. All right, so let's see what else do we have. We have a revolver. So that's got to be in one of these holsters that he has. So he's got a revolver, and it has a little bit of a greeble on that. I don't know if you could see that or not, but it's cool. They're doing a really good job with these weapons. I've got to say. Oh, all right. So that goes in this leg. The revolver. I thought it went in the other one, but it goes in this one. All right. There's his revolver and his leg. I think he's got more accessories than the vintage one, and I don't recall the vintage one having all that stuff on him. Yeah, he has a gun. He has a gun on the side of him. Yeah. He's got knives. He's got pouches. But yeah, he doesn't have as much. All right, so next we have a cartridge, a ammo cartridge. They've been giving a lot of these ammo cartridges to people now, I've got to say. So there you go. Excuse all that noise. Little teeny ammo cartridge. Put that there. Then we have a knife. Has a little bit of deco on it. It has silver and that little hook. It matches the sword. So it looks weird, that little hook, but it matches the sword. So that will go in the other sheath on the right side. So I've got the sword, the gun, the backpack, the knife on him so far. Let's see if he'll stand up. No, he's not standing up. Not yet. Doesn't want to stand up quite yet. And then he's got his vintage gun, rifle. Really nice. Much more detail on that. He's got another knife on there. It looks really good, I've got to say. And then we have this cartridge. So I'm guessing the cartridge goes in the rifle. There you go. It looks like an old M16, but they have the added knife attachment on there. That's what that looks like to me. And then, so let me put this package aside, and then we'll put the rifle in his hand. Let's see. There, we got that in his hand. And so we have that all on him. Now, trying to figure out what goes in this doodad here. There's a little doodad on the side of his backpack there. What goes on that? That's interesting. So he's got a hole on this side. He's got a doodad on that side. He's got a hole on this side on the side. So what is it that goes in all these spots? Because I've gone through all the accessories and there's no extra accessories. Maybe you know about it, Lenny Hanna. You open one of these. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Yeah, there's nothing else. So it's empty. So there is your classified Crimson Guard. Since his legs are a little bit not ready to stand, I'm going to put him on the stand that I have. Let's see. And we'll get him so he stands and he doesn't fall. So there, that went in pretty good. There. So there you go. Crimson Guard. The first Crimson Guard from Classified. And we'll be getting a bunch more of him. He looks really good. There's some layering. There, like I said, there's lots of silver deco. There's some like it's grading on the side there. He's got a harness. He's got silver on the legs. He's got a lot of detail on the boots, on all these secondaries, the backpack, everything. They really went to town on this figure to get a really good figure out of this Crimson Guard. What do you guys think? You like the Crimson Guard? Well, they're my favorite faction, and I think Hasbro did a really good job with that one. So because he was number 50, you can guess who's next, or you can try to figure out who's next. It's going to be another vintage character. And I figured out I'm probably going to do, starting with 100 and do every 10 figures, I'll do one of the legacy and then or vintage, not vintage, the 60th anniversary and then legacy. I'll do them every 10 figures. So whereas vintage is every 5 figures, the legacy and the 60th will end up being every 10 figures. So I'll feed them in there that way. Clement, how are you doing today? Nice to have you in the chat. Thank you. You have anything you'd like to say about the Crimson Guard and all the fun, cool things that they have going for them? Bobby World, I think they did a great job with the Crimson Guard. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorites. There are a couple that are higher than the Crimson Guard, obviously, for different reasons. The Crimson Guard twins and a couple other things that I really like. I thought Dr. Mindbender was really nice. The convention Zartan was a really nice figure, and there's a couple other ones. Good. Great. So there you go. Crimson Guard. So we still got a tribute video. If you notice there's something behind my Crimson Guard, that's going to be part of my tribute video. That's coming up soon. And then I got a shipment on my Major Blood classified from Hasbro Pulse. So that's coming. And I'm still waiting on my higher figures. So I'm going to wait till we get a bunch of stuff in before I do a video. I'm not going to just do video just for the heck of it, just to show off one thing or two things. I could show them off during this. So again, excuse me, the Crimson Guard gets a lot of reuse coming up. So you're going to get a lot of Crimson Guard figures, troop builders, which is fine for me because it's my favorite troop builder. I don't know about you guys, troop builders, what's your favorite? But there are a lot of troop builders in this line and a lot of opportunities for collectors to troop build as a generic thing. Every character and every trooper is a favorite to somebody, and just happens the Crimson Twins and the Crimson Guard are my favorites. So there you go. All right. Nothing else going on today. I appreciate everybody joining in the chat. Sorry, a couple of you guys came towards the end. But these videos aren't going to be very long unless there's something special going on with it. For me to do a longer video like I did with the Crimson Twins. Excuse me. We are finished for now, and I will catch up with you guys again down the line. Let's see. Take care, David. Thanks for the show. Oh, thank you very much, Lenny Honda. I appreciate it a lot. You guys are always really respectful and cool in the chat. What is... so I appreciate that a lot. It goes a long way. Are you going to do a gift away? A gift away? What do you mean a gift away? Something in one of the episodes, maybe if we can get to 200 subs, maybe I'll do a raffle and you guys can maybe pick something that way. Maybe, I'm not sure. We've got to get to 150 subs first. We're going to do a opening of a Street Fighter that figure that I'm going to let you guys pick. Instead of me going in the order that I want to go in, I'm going to let you guys pick the figure that I open next. And I will give you choices out of all the figures, and you can have me open one of those figures. And then I planned on doing a tour of this room, and then I have a couple other rooms that I could probably show you guys. We'll do a small tour probably if we get to 200 subs, and we'll do obviously another Street Fighter figure. I'll probably do a top 10. We'll start with probably a top 10 of G.I. Joe, and then maybe we can do some sort of a raffle and give you guys something. I have a lot of duplicate classified figures, so maybe one of them I can gift you guys for being such cool guys in the chat. Let's see. Do you have Hot Toys? No. Hot Toys a little bit outside my price range. I try to get as much G.I. Joe stuff as I can, but when it starts getting to the $100 range in that area to get a figure, it's or higher, I can't do it. So I am sticking with a certain price point. If it's under a vehicle, a HasLab and a vehicle that's with a figure and a whole bunch of cool stuff, for the classified, I'm going to be doing that, but I try to stay under the 100 mark as much as possible. So the things that I buy are all under $100. The games, the comics, a bunch of other toy lines are all under $100. Let's see. Bobby World. My friend sent me, my friends said he sent you images of, oh yes, he did. Diorama I'm working on. Yeah, your friend did send me that picture of that diorama, and it is awesome, Bobby World. You are very, very talented, and I'm glad that there are people like you in the world that I could admire the work, because I can't do any of that. I have no skills for that sort of stuff. I don't have fine motor skills because I have a rare nervous disorder called tremors, and my hands shake. So you may see me like holding something and my hands shaking in the videos. That's because I have that disorder. Not that you guys care about my personal business, but I figured I'd give you a reason why I can't do that type of work. I can't do fine painting. I can't do building of dioramas and things like that. I have built a couple of custom or made a couple customs over the years at Assembly Required. If you guys are up in the Des Moines, Iowa area, they have Assembly Required. It is late November this year, I think the 14th and the 15th, and it is too late for me to go this year, so I won't unfortunately be able to go to it. But they have a customs class. Kobe is the teacher in that, and I've gotten 3 or 4 customs over the last 3 or 4 years from Kobe that I've gotten everybody in the class to help me paint it or this or that. So I should, maybe I'll show it. It's up there. If you guys hold on, I'll show you my custom from last year. It's a really cool custom. I've showed it off, I think, before in other videos, but I can show it off again. One of my Marine brothers has Parkinson's, can definitely relate. Your contest is appreciated. Hey, whatever I can do to get the engagement, I'm trying to get the engagement in this stuff. You guys are the reason why I'm doing that. So I want that engagement, and you should be rewarded for coming, because as I've said many, many times in these videos, this is 5 years after. So I'm trying to bring new things to these characters and these figures, classified figures, that have not been stated and has not been talked about. That's why we do the comparisons, and that's why I try to add more to them so they're more entertaining. Because if it was just me pulling out a classified figure every few days and showing it off, it would be kind of boring. Yeah, we could go a little bit in depth of that figure, but I felt we needed more, and that's why these episodes are a lot more inclusive of the lore, of the history, of where these characters were created, how they were created, and their designs and all this stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see. A lot of the guys in the GI Joe Discord I'm in are headed to the Assembly Required. Well, it's a great family community show. I would say it's a big community show, very big family show, because the only thing that they charge you for is if you get into the dinner on Friday nights. There's a cost for that, or if you buy a packet, a a convention packet, which sometimes has all kinds of different cross sells, stickers, 3D printed items, all kinds of cool paperwork that's Assembly Required themed for each year. And this year's is Live the Adventure theme. And they've been working on it all year round and asking polls, and you can pick characters, pick adversaries, pick different missions, this, that, and the other. All summer it's been going on where you can pick different things for this year's Live the Adventure theme. I would love to go if my job wasn't so strict about the holidays, me taking holiday time off. I would definitely go. It's just too far into the holidays for me to get that time. They'll never approve it. Unless something happens like I win the lotto again, I can't take that time. It was early November the last few years, and earlier than it is now, and I was able to manage it. But the way that it is now, I can't do it. It's sad. I really, really wanted to go. Let's see. Clement, please, can you show your ship up close, please, once? What, the Sky Striker HasLab? You want me to show that closer? Is that what you're talking about, Clement? Or are you talking about my Havoc back here? I brought this Havoc out for a tribute video that I'm going to be doing very shortly. Let me know which one you want me to do. I'm going to get something up there that I had from the custom class, Bobby World, and you can tell me if you think it's cool. Yes. Yes, which one? The Havoc or the Sky Striker? Yes? Okay. But I'm not sure which one you want. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to show this off to you guys. This is technically an Iron Grenadier themed character, but since we were talking about Assembly Required and customizing, I figured, hey, what the hell? I've showed this off a couple times over the years. This was last year's Assembly Required custom class. It was an Iron Grenadier classified Rowdy Piper with a cross cell that you could get that I made for this last year at Assembly Required. It was under Iron Grenadiers themed. The white one, the Sky Striker. Okay, I'll show it. Give me a minute, Clement. So he comes with this cool old, like, weird musket gun, like Scottish musket gun. He has a secondary that was a 3D printed secondary that you could get with it. It also, we had to buy a figure that we could use, and the suggested figure was the Tiger Force Outback. I think, or the regular Outback. I'm not sure. It was the regular Outback figure was the figure that was suggested that we use, but I did not go with that suggestion. I went with the Tiger Force bazooka because Rowdy Piper always had those ringer shirts, and the bazooka shirt had those ringer things on it, and on his oops, my Crimson Guard, and up there when he was a wrestler, you can see the red there, the ringer that was a part of his shirt. I knocked over my Crimson Guard. And so I picked the Bazooka Tiger Force to use for this figure. And a lot of the guys that were in the class, there was probably about 15 guys in the class. Each of them helped me a little bit on the painting, the fine painting. There was a couple of instructors, Kobe and Alex Bainter, that helped as well. Carson Metaxas helped me, and I helped him as well. And there was a few other people in the class too. That helped with my Rowdy Piper Iron Grenadier. And there's his cross cell that came with it, and the back with his file card. And then there's the package for the bazooka that I bought. I bought this at the convention to do it. It was $20. And then let me see what I have in here. Hopefully he'll stay up. Yeah, he'll stay up. I'll see what else is in this. Oh, I have some extra stuff. So you could do 2 or 3 different heads with this. You could have did the normal Iron Grenadier's head, or you could have did the Rowdy Piper head, or you could have did a human flesh head and a masked version. I actually had to get another head because I painted it too much. My flesh color was too pink. I don't know if you can see that pink flesh colored head. But so that's a lot of accessories that came with him. And then he had these iron-ons as well. And I ended up with 2 of them. So that was all in there. Let's see. Bobby World. All right. Let's see what you have to say about my Rowdy Piper custom. If I did a good job with everybody's help. Let's see. That's pretty cool. A cool one of the guys. I chat with Matthew Madsen, found a 1/12 scale shirt that you can have custom logos, and he had the Iron Grenadiers logo put on it. Oh yeah, that's awesome. There's a thing at Walmart I think you can do that with now, where you can have anything put on a t-shirt. It's on their website, walmart.com. You can go and get anything put on a t-shirt. So there's a lot of t-shirts out there. Hot Topic has tons of them. So yeah, I thought, what the hell, I might as well show that off. I think it was really cool. So I don't know. I'm thinking Live the Adventure, something adventure team maybe. I'm not sure what this year's custom's going to be for the assembly required class. You have to go on their website I think it's Codename Iowa Assembly Required. It's like I said, it's all Live the Adventure this year. So that's cool. So let's see. Now I'm going to get this for Clement. He wants to look at my Sky Striker back here. All right, I'm going to take it off the. It's going to have the stand attached because it's on there. So it comes with this really cool stand that was part of the unlocks and the accessories and stuff for the Sky Striker Clement. There you go, and it has 2 different mechanisms. If I can get this to hold, I'll get the mechanisms to work. So one mechanism makes the wings go out, and the other mechanism makes the wheels come down. You can see those wheels there. The wheels came down. So I'm going to put the wheels back up. There. and I'm going to close that back up there. And so I lost the missile. That's all right. I'll put it back on. Oops. Oh, that. And then there's a storage thing underneath the stand. So a lot of that stuff that just fell, I can put back in there. Let's see what else. So the cockpit opens up. It's two parts. Opens up there. Opens up there. The seats come out. Oh, I just knocked my Crimson Guard over again. Man, he's getting beat up, my Crimson Guard. Oh, man. There, I'll put that back. And the seats do come out, and they have parachutes in there. So I'm going to put that back in. Close that back up. He has a little bit of these little panels come off as well, so someone can do some like work on it. On the Sky Striker, they're a little hard to get out, but these little panels come off. There's a little thruster back here. I have several sets of wings. I'm using the black wings because I always thought the black wings looked cool when I was a kid. So now I gotta put this someplace so I can get the accessories. Put my Crimson Guard there. Hopefully he won't fall. I'll move my other Crimson Guard. We'll put that there. Oops. Now he knocked over Rowdy Piper and my Crimson Guard. There you go. Clement. Bobby World. There's Rowdy Piper and Crimson Guard back up again. Put my vintage Crimson Guard away so I don't lose him. And so there you go. I did a video not too long ago with this. You can go to the feed and you can get a much more deep, in-depth version of this a review of it, Clement. Wow, he is very beautiful. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I think this is the best Sky Striker that they've ever released. That's why it was a HasLab. There's a contingent of the community that felt they shouldn't have done an O-ring HasLab, but it is what it is. It's in the past. It's been 6 years, 5 years, whatever you want to call it. It was the first HasLab. I think it was fine, worth doing. But, you know, to each their own. I got two, in fact, of all the HasLabs. But, yeah, I like it. I think it's a really nice piece, and they did a really good job with it. Let's see. That's pretty cool. One of the guys I chat with, Matthew Madsen, found. Oh, did I already do that comment? Oh, sorry, Bobby World. Already did that comment. All right, guys. So I'm going to let you go. And I appreciate you guys coming in the chat again. I like all the interactions and chit chat between us and conversations. I thank everybody that watches these videos after the fact. I appreciate that. And your questions after the fact as well. I think that is going to do it. This is a Cobra video, so we're going to say Crimson Guards rule. See you in the next one, guys.